So Twitter's on fire and everyone is screaming. X, formerly known as Twitter, we're going to call it Twitter. Everyone knows it's Twitter. If you get upset and butthurt about calling it X or Twitter, just grow up. Either works. Well, they recently dropped an update and it enables you to see where an account is based. Now, this has created quite a bit of turmoil from both sides of the political spectrum, to be honest. I think that anyone that thinks they're immune to this is a bit silly and naive. We have accounts, for example, this account, there for Native Americans, there to basically share news and provide support for Native Americans, and is also posting quite a lot of political commentary about regaining the land for Native Americans and all of this stuff. Well, it turns out this account is based in Bangladesh. We have an absolute metric ton of MAGA accounts that are based either in Nigeria, Pakistan, China, or other places where there's content farms, essentially. We're seeing so many pro-MAGA accounts that appear to be, well, not real. And I think more than anything, I'm not really surprised by this, because if you actually look at Twitter, like on face value, you'll see loads of accounts of like very attractive young women saying how they're pro-MAGA, and basically their accounts are kind of over-sexualized and they're making themselves look like the perfect housewife and all. Basically, it's trying to appeal to a segment of the market on these heavily monetized accounts. And for the most part, these are either stolen photos or AI-generated photos, and people lap it up. Like, these accounts gain millions of followers when they're not real people. Now, obviously, we're using examples here of MAGA, but it is both sides of the political spectrum. If we take, for example, the Israel-Gaza conflict that's currently taking place, so many accounts on both sides, whether they're pro-Israel or pro-Gaza, so many of them are fake. And this is one of the many reasons that I just don't use Twitter anymore, because everything on Twitter has a narrative. Everything is so politically driven for the aid of monetization. But on Twitter, the amount of pages that literally say something like Trump for life and they gain millions of followers, when it's very clear that, the information they're sharing for the most part isn't peer reviewed, it's not factually checked, there's no mainstream media or wider media that are able to verify any of the claims. And basically, Twitter is the misinformation central of the internet. So I don't really know why so many people are surprised that a lot of these accounts are content farms. We even have like the American account that's actually based in South Asia. And we can talk about the social ramifications of all of this and the effect that this has on Twitter and the effect it has on people. But I want to go into a little bit about why people do this. But firstly, if you're looking for a fantastic VPN, make sure to check out private internet access at the link down below, where you can get yourselves 4 months free and 86% off. They don't keep any logs, they value your privacy, and also it's one subscription that works across all of your devices. So go and check them out. Now let's get back to the video. Now $1 in Pakistan goes a lot further than $1 in the US. So when you talk about the absolutely awful CPM rates, the cost per 1,000 views on platforms like Twitter, it makes it pretty much pointless for some people to actually grow and scale their Twitter accounts in the US. However, making $50 to $100 a month from a Twitter account posting AI slop for someone in a country where the value of $1 is higher, it turns out to be very beneficial for them to run these AI slop farms. Now, if you've got one little back alley shop somewhere in Pakistan that's running over 1,000 different social media accounts, that could be making $5 to $10 to $20 to $100,000 a month. And the easiest way to gain traction and to gain views on platforms like Twitter is being politically divisive. Now, at the moment, Twitter have actually deactivated the function. So now what you're seeing on Twitter as we speak at the moment is the location that people say they're based in, not the location that actually Twitter exposes. It's just wherever people say they're from. Twitter very quickly deactivated it, and there's no signs whether they're going to bring it back. Now, I personally believe the reason why they deactivated it is a lot of the accounts in the past that Elon Musk has retweeted with political stuff, especially kind of like pro-Trump related stuff in the past. A lot of it has been from accounts that aren't US based, or they're pretending to be US based or pretending to be part of a political movement when they're not. And obviously this has led to so many people now calling into question a lot of the content on the platform that at the moment is driving the narrative. When researching for any of the videos on my channel, you may notice actually, I think maybe in one video I've used a statement or two from people on Twitter, but I never, ever pull information directly from Twitter for my videos on this channel, because 99.999% of it, you can do a Google search and find out that it's either false, misleading, inaccurate. And this is where the problem arrives from the narratives that form on platforms like Twitter. Now, going back to the viewpoint of Twitter, effectively what's happened is they've launched a new feature. It's exposed a large part of the platform as being entirely inaccurate, fake, misleading, and basically a rage-baiting machine, which is what Twitter is. And from an advertiser perspective, people running ads on Twitter, they don't want all of their ads being ran against basically bollocks. Just to give you a little explainer on how all of this works. So Twitter will basically say to the advertisers through their advertisement portal that we have, let's just say, 1 million users in the US. Obviously that's incorrect, but I'm making the math simple. So out of that 1 million US users, they're able to figure out other demographics, like how many people may be into vehicles, how many people may be into drinks or sports betting, whatever it might be. They're able to deduce those figures of how much market share they have to deal with. Now, with all of these different categories, of course, we're niching down to who the advertisers want to target. Now, from this, there is a cost per acquisition. There is how much the advertiser is willing to pay to reach a certain amount of people. So if they want to reach 100,000 people in the US, they'll work out a cost per impression. So for this ad to be seen by 100,000 people, they may be willing to pay X amount of money. But what's actually happening now is that many people who are advertising on the platform, well, it may turn out that their ads aren't being served to the correct people in the correct demographic. So essentially, the problem that Twitter has on their hands at the moment, and the reason why they've deactivated this feature so fast, is this massively affects their bottom line with advertisers. Now, advertisers are going to be asking a lot of questions about the metrics that they've been served up by Twitter and how accurate those figures are, so they can actually figure out whether it's worth advertising on Twitter at all. So Twitter, to save face and protect their company, has had to remove this feature. We'll have to see if it comes back, but I'm not 100% convinced. Make sure to check out private internet access at the link down below or the QR code here, where you can get 4 months free and 86% off. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you all in the next video.